Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. First item on the agenda, a little honesty survey. So if you'll help me out with a show of hands, how many of you are sometimes confused when trying to talk with someone of the opposite sex? Okay, good. We got some honesty out here. That's great. How many of you are sometimes confused when trying to talk with someone of the same sex? Sure, it happens, right? And finally, how many of you would just as soon talk about sex? Okay. I do know that our short and very fast-moving time this morning will help you improve your communication with both men and women, thereby increasing your recruiting and retention results. I have a little confession I'd like to make. A couple of years ago, my energy level tanked. So my doctor prescribed a little bit of testosterone to help boost my energy. Oh my God! I couldn't believe how it changed me. I became so aggressive, and you know where I noticed it most? Driving. I drove like a bat out of hell. Okay, I'm already an aggressive driver, all right? I think a good one, but I suppose that's up to discussion. But I was already an aggressive driver. I became so aggressive. I was taking risks. I was scaring myself, but I couldn't stop. Generally, men have 10 to 100 times more testosterone than women do. Now, as you know, that's a very powerful hormone responsible for aggression, competition. As a matter of fact, competition. Was anybody here at LAMP last week? Okay, well, I was on the main platform for LAMP and did a very consolidated version of this program, and a friend of mine made the observation, yeah, men are more competitive, and here's an example. If women go to use a public restroom and there's a cigarette butt floating in the toilet, they will flush it before they use the restroom. Men will make an Olympic sport out of that. Here I am, a gender issues expert. I've studied men and women for over 15 years. I know intellectually and conceptually what testosterone does, but until I felt it in my own body, wow. I already had very high affection and respect for men. That respect just increased now that I have a teeny tiny taste of what you manage and try to stay in control of every day. I think the world would be a different place, seriously, if just for a couple weeks, women could experience the levels of testosterone that men have, and men experience the levels of estrogen that women have. What a different world. We would understand each other so much better. Men often ask me what the secret is to women. Jane, what's the secret to women? Now, I know they're thinking their personal lives, but frankly, it's the principles apply, whether you're looking at your personal life, your professional life, teamwork, recruiting, retaining, selling to women. These principles of communication differences apply. And the secret is one word, and it's security. Emotional security is where you can have the most impact. Now, this is not a needy kind of emotional thing. That's not what I'm talking about here, and it does not mean that women are any less competent, any less intelligent, any less capable. What I'm referring to when I say emotional security is that sense of community that they're looking for, whether they realize it or admit it or not. Because a lot of women don't understand this about themselves. It's that sense of connection, that support, that caring environment that they thrive most productively and most effectively. Now listen, when I say feminine in this context, I'm not talking girly. All right? I'm not talking girly. Feminine in this context means that inclusive, participative, supportive, nurturing, connecting style. Tips for success. So if you have this masculine style and you're working with people, mostly women, who have a feminine style, here's a few tips. First of all, just get in the habit of offering a little more detail and ask them detailed questions, because it shows to them that you're engaged and that you're interested in them and their success and connecting with them. Also, give them more of your time. I know this is a tough one. I've been in your offices and your agencies. I know what it's like in there. I know what your schedules are like. But I guarantee you, if you give them that extra guidance and mentorship and joint work and support and venting shoulder that they need, it will translate directly to higher confidence and higher activity for them. Now, women working with this style, if you want more detail, learn to ask more specific questions. Say if you're a female sales manager and you miss your sales builder meeting and you see your associate John walking down the hall and you say, "Hey John, how was the meeting?" And he says, "Oh, fine." And you say, "Well, what'd y'all talk about in there?" "Oh, you know, same old stuff." Well, and she's back here, doesn't even want to take any time with me to tell me what was going on in the meeting, and it really she takes it personally. Believe me, by the time he's down here, he has forgotten she even asked what's going on in the meeting, all right? He's on to the next life to save, the next life to close in this business. So the key is that she needs to walk down the hall with John and ask more specific questions. How was Judy's activity this week? How many lives have we closed this month? What kind of sales ideas came up in the brainstorming session? Ask more specific questions, and then you'll get the details that you need. Generally, women need to get 70% of their emotional support from other women in their lives, as opposed to the men in their lives. So find additional support sources for your emotional support from your mentors, from your friends, from other fellow female producers. And ask for what you want. If I've learned one thing in my years of studying this topic, men care. They want to please women. They just show it in different ways by doing things, by fixing things. We just have different definition for what emotional support looks like. Women, sadly, oftentimes think that men can read our minds. Well, they can't. So I tell women, be specific. Circle the picture in the catalog and hand it to him. Ask for what you want. Say, I need 15 more minutes in our coaching session, and here's how I want to spend that time. I need more emails. I want more training. I'd like more acknowledgement from you. Be specific. Also, accept this difference. It's not wrong or bad, this wiring for status. It's why the species is still alive. So we do complement each other. Women also use inclusive language, things like apologies. They say sorry, I'm sorry, sorry, oops, sorry, 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 sprinkled throughout their conversation, and it's just a habit. It's just a conversational smoother. They're trying not to have that harsh style, oftentimes. I mean, that's their motivation, what they view as a harsh style. Women also use disclaimers, things like, well, this is just my opinion, but don't you think, see how wishy-washy that sounds? I learned a long time ago in business to state my opinion as fact. And if I'm wrong, then I just say I'm sorry.
This is, has F on the top from a female, and she wrote two things: that I like sports too,
Yep.
exclamation point. That I like golf too, exclamation point. Ask me too, exclamation point.
So invite her to golf and join in, because women feel excluded in this world sometimes. Thank you very much. Stand up.
I figure mine must have come from a male because it's totally blank.
Yours is blank too? Yeah, there's a lot of blank. So, does yours have something on? Okay, we're done with the blank ones, okay?
This is a good one from a male. I want them to know that I care about them, but I tend to be on the run.
He tends to be on the run. It's the timing issue. And now, though, you have some tips to let them know that you do care about them and their success. So hopefully that we've been able to impart that. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.